There are so many videos online about how to rank up in Rocket League and the 10 simple steps you can take or the 1 tip to rank up. And I would know as I've made many videos like that. But a lot of these videos can be overwhelming and you might not really know what you need to look for. And while all of these videos are true and we are not just like hiding secret tips from you, I'm going to explain the honest truth of what you need to rank up. Whether you're a bronze, a plat, a grand champ, it doesn't matter. It all really does come down to a few things. Popping off one day and playing bad the next day is normal. It happens to everyone and it can be the reason people get stuck in their rank. In order to break out of your rank, you need to become consistent in the way you play and then up the level of that consistency. Now, how do you become a consistent player? Someone that can play to a certain standard every single time they get on the game. Consistency is built by putting time into the game every single day. If you play a few ranked matches a day and then you get off, you aren't going to become consistent and you're not going to get better. If you jump on and you only play ranked without any thought as to what you're doing or why you're doing it, you aren't going to get better. If you want to actually improve, you need to set yourself a routine. And this isn't a routine that you do once a week and then just play ranked the rest of the time. You want to give yourself a training routine, even if it's just a quick 20-minute routine that you can do every single day. And if that's literally all you do on Rocket League that day, that is completely fine because that time is time spent specifically improving your flaws. Now, when it comes to figuring out what you need to train during this routine, you need to be prioritizing the biggest mistakes in your gameplay. That way, you get the biggest return on investment for your time spent training. Now, if you're not following along, an example of this is if you take a pro ones player who needs to improve and they spend an hour every day for a week on something they're already really good at, like dribbling or flicks, they might improve a tiny bit, maybe 1 or 2%, because they're already good at this. But if you take a beginner and you ask them to practice the dribbles and flicks for an hour every day for a week, they're going to improve 200-300% as they are actively working on and improving some part of their gameplay that needs work. And so you should, when building a routine, find the aspects of your game that need the most help and work around those in order to quickly iron out the flaws and become more consistent across the board. The next big thing is the way you think. Mentality gets split up into 2 different aspects: the way you think during the game and the way you think about the game. Starting with during the game you want to spend your time actively thinking about the play, about each situation. Don't just autopilot your way through ranked matches if you want to improve, as that's just going through the motions without really understanding and assessing what the best option in each situation could be. If you go into each ranked match with the intention of playing to the best of your ability, you will very quickly find small gaps in your gameplay that you need to work on. But you will also find strengths and be able to be more present in the game, which will lead to better results. Now, when it comes to the way you think about the game, this is purely about keeping a positive mental attitude. Rocket League, like other esports, is a mental game. You need to make sure you are keeping a positive mental attitude. I understand the game can be tilting, I understand teammates might leave or want to forfeit after being 1 goal down, but complaining or getting upset doesn't change anything. All it does change is the way you play and stops you from focusing on your goal of improving. Think about it. How are you supposed to win or improve if all of your focus is going towards all of the negatives and the mistakes that are being made? Keeping a positive mental attitude is genuinely one of the biggest things you can do to ensure you play to the best of your ability. If you're having an off day like all of us do, but you beat yourself up over it, it's not going to get any better. The last thing is understanding your limits. And I don't say this to be mean to anyone or try to talk any of you down, but some of you just can't do the things that you want to do. At least not yet. You have to set yourself achievable goals and take the proper steps to achieve them. Being in gold and saying, I want to hit diamond in a month is a good goal, but following that up with only practicing air dribbles isn't a good step in the right direction. Understand your limits, know what you can and can't do, and understand what you need to learn to get to the next step. Now, a good example of this is if you are a diamond player and you want to get to champ in a month. You first start with assessing your gameplay. Figure out what you are good at and what you are bad at. Then, like what was mentioned in the first point, You attack the weaknesses and try to iron those out first in order to bring your entire skill level up. After this, you reassess and you keep yourself working at a steady pace. Don't get ahead of yourself and go for crazy shots you can't hit yet, just play your strengths and work to bring the rest of your game up as a whole. If you know where your limits are, you can always work to raise them. If you don't know where they are and you just go for random shots hoping they're gonna work, you might score one every now and then, but you are more than likely to stunt your growth by missing a bunch and getting upset that your training isn't working. Now, I've spoken to many pros in the past. Abjack once told me he used to grind 8 hours a day every day to get to where he was and to get to that point that he could compete at the highest level. Now, do you think Abjack was just playing the game and not thinking? This man was grinding ones, staying focused and staying positive, figuring out what aspects of his game needed work and grinding day after day to make himself an insanely well-rounded player. The same can be said for the likes of Zen. This is someone who absolutely loves the game and puts in countless hours grinding away. But when he was on the come up, do you think he just logged on, played a few games and then got off? If you really want to grow and improve in this game, you have to dedicate time and effort. This isn't something you can really cheat or shortcut or just do this one simple thing and go up 5 ranks. This is one of the few games where the only way to get ahead is to put in the work and to learn every aspect of the game. So the simple truth to ranking up is to stop looking for the easy way ahead. Stop thinking you just have to learn resets or edgeables or just this one mechanic. Stop being negative about a loss. Stop thinking you can rank up if you play for just 20 minutes a day. You can't. And if you can only play for 20 minutes a day, that's completely fine. I'm not saying you absolutely have to put in all this time because obviously we all on different schedules, but if you can only play for 10 or 20 minutes, you have to accept that ranking up is just going to take that little bit longer for you. Personally, I ranked up with this game pretty slowly, and I was okay with that because I loved the game. But with all the guides out there today, you guys do have an advantage if you want to learn something new pretty quickly. So, work hard, develop a routine, stay positive, and always remember that in the end, it's just a game. And ranking up in a video game isn't the end-all be-all. But if you do really want to rank up, now you know how. Hopefully this video helps out a few of you who have been struggling to rank up recently. This is just an honest look at things that people don't really touch on when it comes to ranking up. No shortcuts, no secrets, just the absolute fundamentals to get you going in the right direction. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, and if you want to see more content in the future, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. Anyway, that's all from me. I'll see you next time.